Hello, hello. Welcome, sis. Welcome. Welcome to SisVerSaTion interview. For all those that's watching, I want to welcome you, Queens, to our live SisVerSaTion interview. I have the pleasure to have this beautiful queen from Dallas, Texas, to sit with me on the SisVerSaTion interview, and her name is Tresa. Tresa, hello, beautiful.
Hi, Jay. How are you?
Good. How are you? And thank you so much for being a part of SisVerSaTion interview. It's just such a pleasure to have you on the spotlight. And I just love your hair, sis. Gorgeous.
Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it so much. And thanks for that. I'm growing my hair out as we do from time to time, but thank you.
Naturally
Appreciate it.
beautiful. Naturally beautiful.
Thanks.
You're welcome. So, sis, let's start off. Where are you from? Let the queens know where you from. We have queens from all over.
Well, uh, like you said, I currently live in Dallas, but I grew up, born and raised in Newport News, Virginia. Some people out
Hmm.
there might know something about that. And I so grew up in Virginia, lived in New York for almost 20 years. Moved there after college. Um, and I've lived in New York and South Florida twice. And then I moved to Dallas about 5.5 years ago. I'm from mostly the East Coast.
I
And
see.
yes, I love it. I miss the ocean living in Dallas.
Awesome. So you
Yes.
used to this cold weather, in Cali, 40 degrees to us, 50 degrees to us. It's snowing out there.
Well, that's so funny that you say that, right? Because we just realized that we're both on the West Coast. Like I'm here, I've been in Cali for almost a week now, and I'll be here through the weekend. And so I wasn't ready actually for this cold, but it's all good. I'm glad to be here. I had a great long weekend in San Francisco with my ace, Jewel, and then came on down to Palm Springs, and I'm doing my writing retreat in the desert this week, y'all. So that's what's
Oh,
going on. And
wow.
sis,
Oh, wow. So what are you learning? Tell us about this writing retreat.
well, this is something that I have been looking forward to all year. I actually was supposed to go to do the retreat in Paris in March. But what happened in March, unfortunately, is my mom got sick. She's better now, but because of the timing, I couldn't make it out there to Paris. So rescheduled the retreat, and this one was in Palm Springs. I was like, oh, perfect, California, I could do that. And so I came on out, and I'm spending the week with this incredible group of writers. They're writing both fiction and nonfiction. I'm working on my memoir. Stay tuned. 2023 is going to get really interesting. And the person who's leading the program is a literary agency. She's a award-winning, nationally, internationally renowned literary agent. So I'm out here with her, learning about all things related to craft, as well
Hmm.
as the business of publishing. So it's just been amazing. This is the end of day two, and it's just been phenomenal.
Awesome, awesome. Well, let us know your background, sis. Let us know, I know the degrees, I know you have degrees up under your name. So let everybody know your background. Give us your educational background.
Oh, my educational back. Sure. As I said, I grew up in Virginia, and my undergraduate degree is from the University of Virginia in Charlottesville. And I studied French and government. And so for 9 years, actually, I studied French in total, but I got my bachelor's degree in French language and literature with a concentration in translation, which means that I just love learning language and linguistics and communication. And then I also have a graduate level certificate in advertising and PR from Florida International University from the time I was living in South Florida and working in Miami. And I have a master's degree in publishing. So while I'm certainly always a lifelong learner, I do have that background as well. I specialized in magazine publishing and management, but I had the greatest opportunity to work with some incredible professors who have great experience. One of my professors was one of the editors of the Harry Potter book series. I've worked with some incredible people. It's just been wonderful. So that's my academic experience, but I am a lifelong learner. So I'm always looking for opportunities to learn and to grow in different areas based on my interest of the moment.
Would it be possible if I could get you to say your name and maybe a welcome or intro in French?
Sure. Bonjour, je m'appelle Tresa Chambers. Ça va?
Wow, sis. Oh my goodness. That's out for cheers right there. I'm gonna have to give you a toast for that. Mm.
So I will
Oh
tell
my.
you that one of the reasons that there are several reasons that I studied French, but one of the things that kept me going is the fact that all of the main teachers for me for French were Black. They were African American actually, which is probably not typical for a lot of folks. But when I started studying French in the 8th grade, it was a Black man who taught me French. And then the rest of high school, I was taught by the same woman, and she was a Black woman. And then even when I went to college, the head of the French department at the time was a Black woman. So it's just really interesting and different, but I loved it. And it was something that was encouraging to me. And I felt very motivated and encouraged as I went through my studies to be able to have that kind of academic leadership from those professors, from my professor and my teachers.
I love it. Oh, wow. Wow, that is awesome. That is awesome. Now let's get into your business world. Let us know about your business world.
Sure. Well, I have a desire to move into a global business to somehow use my French more and more. But my company is called 10th Muse Enterprises, and it is a company. I offer branding and content strategy for small businesses, for creatives and creators. So I have authors, a number of authors right now who I work with, but I help a lot of visual artists through producing events, building their brands through exhibits, through highlighting their work in media and storytelling. And I'm actually in the process of developing an app that will be a platform for artists to showcase their work and create opportunities for them to collaborate with global brands to get more of the artwork into commercial spaces. So that's part of my 2023 planning.
Wow. Okay. So I definitely have to connect with you because I'm sure you can see my background picture with my journal. So definitely want to connect with you. I wrote 3 journals and currently trying to put something together for 2023 as well. So we definitely have to contact and connect and further discuss this. So you mentioned your 2023 goals. Are you planning to have like a women's conference, or maybe just a conference period, or a WebEx?
So my business strategy is business to business. So I help other businesses and brands show up at other conferences. So my clients who are authors, I will help them plan their presence at book festivals around the country based on who their audience is. I will support others who are producing conferences and doing their brand work, doing their strategy and their program plan. And I will show up for a few industry related events throughout the year that are focused on helping my clients get more exposure and generate business that way. In terms of producing my own events, I have ideas about some things I would like to do, but what's really important for me now is to really drive the engine of my business by really building my client base. So I want to serve them, and in serving them, grow the business and serve the community, the larger community through my clients.
So you definitely have a passion for your clients. I can just feel I can feel your passion. I can feel that you really want to make sure your clients survive, succeed when it comes to their business mission, which is really great. What made you wanted to focus in this business area?
So, oh gosh, that's I love talking about this. So I am a creative person naturally. I'm a writer, I'm doing my own writing. Um, but I have a real desire, always have, to help other people bring their ideas to life. I have observed over the years that a lot of times people struggle who are creative with making their ideas a reality. And see, and I think that that's the case for a lot of people. A lot of people will deny that they're even creative, but we are all creative. And in fact, as a sidebar, that's kind of the reason that I named my business what it is. 10th Muse is about inspiring the creativity that everyone has within them. If you know the history of mythology, where the 9 muses were the inspiration for all types of creativity. And muses are found, the word muse is found in our language, but people don't really pay attention to it. But
Mhm,
think about
mhm.
music,
Yes.
amusement parks, museums. These are creator spaces. And so I see my business as one that really is eliciting all of that creativity out of people that they have within them. So whatever aspect of their creativity they want to bring forward, I want to do that for them. And I believe that is possible. Another thought that I had when I started my business is really about addressing Black people in particular and creatives, because historically we have been marginalized
Mhm,
and we have been left out of a lot of opportunities
mhm.
where we could have not only revenue bringing in money, but also really highlighting our gifts and talents. I mean, we see it in certain industries like the music industry. We see
Mhm.
that a lot, but in other areas, so many of us have been shamed or told to think that we can't be successful and prosperous if we are artists.
Mm,
And I disagree with that completely. We
mhm.
live in a creative economy. Everything that is making money because a creative person has given their talent to it, right? Anything from your mobile phone to the clothing you wear to your home interior design or exterior design. All of that is because of a creative person. And so I think it's really important to remember that we are all creative. So for me, that was another aspect of why I chose to start the business that I did. The third thing was that in even going further with focusing on the Black community in particular and opportunities for Black creators, is that I've worked in several industries and doing business to business marketing in particular. And in every industry, I have observed that any place that I go, in trade shows and events, especially that are industry related, I would often be one of the very few people of color in the room. And the first time I saw this, I realized that these people were making multi 6-figure, 7-figure deals right in that room. And we
Mhm.
weren't there. And so I thought it was imperative to bring that information to the community. to create those opportunities and to make those connections. So that's really been my driving force, whether it was in the publishing industry, whether it was in technology, whether it was in even the art industry. I was in Miami a couple of weeks ago for the Art Basel Miami exhibit or art fair. And there's still a lack of representation that is proportionate to the talent that is truly representative of Black artists globally there. So I really just keep coming back to this idea. It's really what drives me.
Have you ever thought about writing a book in French?
So I have thought about writing books and always want to translate them. So as far as reaching a global audience, absolutely. I could write in French exclusively. However, I think that, I'm still, English is my first language. And I
Mhm,
think that that is such a great strength to start from your first language and
mhm.
then work on crafting the story that's relevant to the different cultures around the world. Absolutely. I definitely want to see my book translated into multiple languages in the future.
I just love your background. I love how you are able to work with many cultures and identify what we can do better as African American culture and community. One thing I love to do is to bring awareness in my community as well as a culture standpoint, because I think the more that we speak about things and the more that we give awareness in our community, we can help build up and not tear down. So what I'm hearing from you, you are learning from other environments and other communities, and you're learning that information and you're bringing it back so we can be enlightened and we can be able to progress to become better. And I love that. And I believe with people that knows different languages and knows the different community and different culture, they have a love for our people. And I really have to respect you for that. And I just want to really give you your crown right now, because what you are doing right now, you are making a impact in our community because you are learning what they are doing where we are missing great opportunities to bring back home. So you are taking that information and bringing it back to our community. And I love this too, sis. I love when you say creative, right? Because it's really important for people to understand that any business idea that you come up with, you are being creative.
That is,
Creativity, right? Can you
this is
expand more on creativity?
absolutely. I certainly am happy to expand on that, but I want to make sure that I'm clear that I don't see what I'm doing as bringing things back to our community. I see it as bringing us into spaces and creating opportunities for us to have our gifts and talents and works centered in the spaces in the same way that other cultures do. So we don't have to extract ourselves.
Mhm.
We actually have an opportunity to show up and be present and own the things, own the spaces that we go into, because that's what we do when we
Mhm.
show up anyway.
We show up and show off.
That's right.
Mhm.
And so when you're talking about, so the question of creator and creative is about bringing an idea from your mind into the world. So consider that in all the ways that we do that. We do that as writers, we do that as painters, we do that as performers, as musicians, as dancers, as makers, as makers. Even well, in photography, we were talking about bringing our vision of the world
Mhm.
onto an image. So
Mhm.
there's so many different ways that we create that allows us to really manifest all the things that are within us, and to be expansive in the world, to create an expanded world, to demonstrate what the potential is for each of us, and then also encourage greater expansion from generation to generation.
Wow, that's powerful. That's powerful. That is so powerful.
Yeah,
Wow,
it really, and
that's
it begins with a small, and it could be very small. It's very, so that's the thing that I think that even early in my career, there was a sense that I was not, I had to think really big, and that the only things to make were the big things. But an idea can become a big thing, or even if it's a small thing, it can have great impact. So one example I'll give is when I was working in the technology industry doing marketing for a while.
Mhm.
And while I was working in the industry, I became an inventor. I had no plans whatsoever on inventing anything, but I was curious. And working in the tech industry, that was something that was encouraged. And I happened to be in Silicon Valley doing a brand photo shoot, and ran into the person who was responsible for our innovation and bringing those ideas to fruition,
Mm.
and literally had no intention of what was going to happen next. But he and I had a conversation. A half hour later, I had a concept for a product that he wrote up and submitted to the company's product council, and it was fast tracked. And in 60 days, it was patented.
Mm.
And yes, I did get a check. So that,
Right? Yes, right? Yes.
you know, so
Oh.
these things, you know, and it was something that was small. And I think that especially in this world where there's so many things happening and people are making apps, and there's these devices and all of this conversation about artificial intelligence,
Mhm. Mhm.
there may be a sense from some people that they don't know enough to make something real out of in a space like technology.
Mhm.
But that was really a big catalyst for me to continue to inspire people to bring their creative ideas to life, because I really had no intention whatsoever. I didn't even know that I had a product in my head. And then a
Wow.
half hour later, it was a product that was valuable enough to a multi-million-dollar corporation that they patented it. So it's
Wow.
really important to believe that your ideas do have value and that you don't have to give them away, and
Mhm.
to work with someone who is encouraging and motivating you, and will help you find a way to bring your profitable ideas to life. I mean,
Mhm.
even with this app that I created. So I've created one app that will be relaunching in 2023 because I love it so much. It's called the Coach Chambers, and
Mm.
it's about helping people connect. It's really about helping coaches find new clients, and all kinds of career coaches, relationship coaches, that kind of thing.
I was looking for something like that. I want to say maybe the beginning of this year, I was looking for an app where I can be able to connect to my mentees,
Yes.
and I can be able to communicate with them without the email, without the Zoom, and I can be able to communicate with them on an app. So that is really well rounded. It's needed in the community because we have so many coaches and mentors. So definitely that would be a great app to relaunch, like you said. And I definitely want to hear more about it because
Sure.
I was just thinking about this the beginning of the year when I was building up my mentor program for Sister Code. And I said, I need an app that's going to be able to communicate with the mentees. I can be able to send them a message. I can be able to give them assignment because I think on an app it's more personal than creating these Zoom call and having these phone calls. And you can just be able to access your mentor. I'm not going to say do it 24/7, but having that access is like a 24/7 access.
Yes, it gives you
Oh.
options, and it gives you the ability to share information, resources, support, and build community at the same time. So
Hmm.
a wonderful, wonderful tool to have.
And will this app be available for the public? You know, and there's going to be like a contract, or would you be able to have this app as a network where it's available for the public?
So it absolutely is going to be available to the public. It's going to be subscription based. There is a small subscription fee for users, and anyone who's a coach can be added to the platform, and there's a listing fee for that. My vision for it, I'll tell you, was to be the Angie's List for coaches. That's kind of
Oh, this is going to be awesome.
yeah.
This is going to be
Thank
awesome.
you.
I can just, you know, when it comes, and for the ladies that's watching, whoever's watching live, it's really important to understand creativity. It's really important to understand creative. And I can, and it's really important to really connect with someone that's giving you a vision and you can be able to visualize it. So, sis, what I want to say, I can visualize this app. I can definitely see this app into existing. I
I
can
love
see
it.
it being, I can see it being required and needed in the community for coaches and mentors. So this is going to be
Yes.
awesome. I definitely want to be a part of it. Definitely, please keep me updated with the program and exactly what I need to do, because I'm looking. I need an app. I definitely need an app, and I don't have the time to, you know, do the creativity and the creative and the program for this. But I definitely looking for an app that's going to help build the network for Sister Code, because we have
Wonderful.
ladies in the Sister Code network that wouldn't mind to be a part of this network and to get those accessible motivational message, or get information from their coaches right from their phone, and
Yeah.
don't have to log into Facebook or their email or Zoom just to get a powerful message. So yes, I'm looking forward to that.
Absolutely. And that's a really good point. It is one of the things as a marketer I tell people all the time is that you only control a couple of things for your business, and they are your website and your email list. And the third thing would be a platform like that, where it is your information, your branding, your message, your access. That's something that you're controlling. So I definitely love the idea of being able to collaborate with you on that. So that would be very exciting. I look forward to us working together on that. And
Cheers.
so, yes.
Definitely cheers. Wow. Okay.
But
This
the
is
other thing I
awesome.
wanted to tell you about, though, Jay, is that so I have an ebook, and it is called How to Launch 9 Lessons to Help Your Ideas Take Off.
Mm.
And it's $9.99, and it's on PayHip, so it's not on Amazon. But I'd love to share the link with your viewers, because one of the things that you're talking about bringing ideas to life, this ebook is based on my experience over the years launching so many things. So there is the tech launch, and there are products that I've launched. I've launched magazines. I've
Mm.
launched divisions of companies. I've launched products and services. And so I created this book. It's not huge, but I've learned that it's very resourceful based on the feedback that I've gotten, especially at this time of year as we're moving into 2023 and working on our planning. Even I am going to be going through my book. It's very funny to me because I have a friend who read the book, and she's an entrepreneur, and she gave me this amazing testimonial about how the book actually helped her rethink her strategy for her business and growth. And in the time since she's worked through the book, because it really is a workbook, she's gotten great results in her business.
Mhm.
And so I was really excited to hear that. But when I was talking to her a couple of months ago about thinking about what I'm going to do for 2023 and really thinking through my business strategy, she said to me, she's like, well, just work through your book.
You wrote it.
Which is really funny.
Right?
And it's really the point of like, we forget the things that we
Yes.
have. And the first lesson in the book is to do an audit. And that is the thing. It's like, that's the point of that. It's we forget what we have, what we've learned, what we've acquired, the knowledge, the relationships that we've acquired over time because we have so much experience and we've had so many encounters. So it's important and what we've created already. And so being able to like take the time, being willing to take the time, especially in this moment when you're thinking about finishing your year and starting the new year, what is it that you want to carry forward? So I think I encourage people to get the book. And I actually think I would love to be able to even like do a session. You talked about doing a webinar. I would love to do a session with folks on exactly that process of doing that audit and talking through, culling all of those achievements that we all have made so that we can get clarity around those main ideas that we want to carry forward to 20.
I'm just thinking because I think that's a great idea. I definitely want the link so I can be able to purchase the ebook myself. I'm actually having a vision board launching in February, which I wouldn't mind putting this link or having this information on the PowerPoint presentation that's going to be presented to the ladies, because the more information the ladies have, the better it is for them to bring forth their vision into existing, right? So I definitely want to supply the ladies with so much information where they can be able to see the vision and also manifest the vision. So if your ebook, based on what I'm hearing from you, if your ebook is showing you how to bring lessons into manifestation on auditing, I definitely want to purchase this ebook as soon as we end this SisVerSaTion interview and take a dive into it, but as well as having this mentioned to the group, because there are so many ladies on Sistah Code that's entrepreneurs. And our main social media platform is Facebook. I'm trying to get used to Clubhouse, but a lot of the members are on the Facebook accounts where I can be able to share this, because we have so many beautiful queens that have their business, professional, trying to grow and trying to advance when it comes to their personal and professional goals. And I'm one of them, right? So I definitely want to share this with the platform. So if it's possible, please send me the link so I can purchase it, as well. If you can send me a flyer, you can send me some information, I can post that information on our group page, or give you send you an invite so you can be able to also post it as well. Because again, we want to share this information. Is it possible you can let us know your website right now? What is the link to your website? How can we purchase this ebook?
Yes. So go to the website, is www.10thmuseenterprises.com. You can also follow me on Instagram. That's where I spend a lot of time. My Instagram handle is Muse with Me. So I love the invitation to engage with you all, and that's why I created that handle. And I spend more time on LinkedIn as well. So definitely follow me there. I'm working on building out my creator platform on LinkedIn as well. So there will be more to come on that in 2023. The website, 10thmuseenterprises.com, that has a link for the book. It has more information about my services, and it has a space where you can sign up for updates from me. I do an email newsletter pretty regularly. It's called the Muse Letter. And I try to share a lot of information and resources for entrepreneurs in the community. I like to give updates. I'm really an I'm kind of an information junkie, I'll say that.
Mhm.
And I
It's
collect
okay.
information to share it, you
Yes.
know? And so that's the thing to me. It's like, let's share. One thing I've learned though is that a lot of times people they don't pay attention to things you just give them.
Mm-mm.
So it's important to be strategic about how you share.
How you
But
deliver it. Yes.
yes, exactly. And so I think that, we're all in the learning process. I'm a marketer. It's so funny. I talk all the time about how, like, I can help so many people, but when it's for me, it's different. And so I encourage other entrepreneurs to put money aside to get a marketer to help them, because it is not easy for us to do the work on ourselves. And that's in business, but it's in everything else, right? It's like we can give all the good advice to
Right.
people, to our sisters and our
Ooh, but practice what you
relatives,
preach.
but it's
Practice what
hard
you
for us to
preach.
take it sometime
Yes.
unless we choose to seek it out at the moment where we are choosing to seek it out, you know? So I definitely encourage that, but from a business perspective, get a good marketer, get somebody who understands what it is that your needs are and draws it out of you, so that they can put together a framework
Mhm.
for you to be able to really achieve the goals that you I mean, I feel
Mhm.
like coming out of the pandemic, right now, we're like a couple of years out now. I believe that 2023 is going to be propelling a lot of us in a exponential way. It's time for us to do that. And so we have to work together. And I'm not someone who talks about it. I am that person who bees about it.
Oh, you're
So
my kind of queen. Oh, you are my kind
right?
of
You know
queen.
what I'm saying, right?
Talk about it, not just, walk about it, not just talk about it.
That's
Yes.
right. That's right. That's right. Yes.
Wow, sis. It's just such an honor to have you on SisVerSaTion. It's such an honor to just hear you out and just hear all the nuggets that you have. And you have so much. You have
Thank you.
so much. Just that little glimpse you have produced in this energy atmosphere. And for the people that's watching, I'm sure they connected because I'm connecting with the energy and I can feel the vibes and I can feel the truth and the transparency and the love and the passion that you have for people in general. So I just want to really thank you for taking this time out to really explore what you have in your network and what you can produce in our community for Sister Co. If we just reach out to you. Do you have a direct number or a contact number where we can reach you? Let
Absolutely.
me let me let me grab a pen and paper
Oh,
myself.
come on.
So
I'll message you afterwards.
okay.
No problem.
So just to
But
let the queens know, I'm serious about notes.
I love it. I'm too. I still use a pen and paper to write. It's definitely necessary. But my number is, I still have my New York number, 646-606-4041.
Oh, that's
So
easy. 40
yeah,
41.
4041. Yes. So that's the best way to reach me by phone. I'm not a big texter. I hate getting texts from strangers. So just to keep it real, call me.
Pick up the phone, just say hello.
Exactly, or you can email me or don't messenger me on Facebook either because I don't pay attention to that.
Yes.
I'm just letting y'all know, but email me at 10thmuse@outlook.com. I love to hear from people, and you can always message me on IG, and you can
Mm.
message me and link with me on LinkedIn. That would actually be awesome, because we have such great community there. And I want to get back on Clubhouse. One of the things I love about Clubhouse is that was such a great community to start in the middle of the pandemic.
Yeah.
And I'm a very audio oriented person.
Mhm.
So I love listening to people talk. The
Yes.
screen stuff is kind of, iffy,
Mhm.
but listening to voices, hearing people speak, hearing different ideas, I do love that. And I think that at some point, I don't even understand how I got off Clubhouse because I was really excited when it got started. And I know there's so many great communities still on there. So
Yes.
I definitely would love to join you on Clubhouse as well and do some more chats and we can extend the conversation, right? That's the thing that's great about it is that we just talk like we're hanging out.
Exactly.
Yes. And I
Yes.
find that when I go on Clubhouse, I go on it at the oddest hours. Like, I wake up at, 3 o'clock in the morning and I'm like, who's on Clubhouse? And a lot.
I like listening to like the meditation and like the business rooms. So I get a
Okay.
lot of information from different rooms, but I love the meditation. They have a
Okay.
meditation room, and I
Huh.
believe it's manifestation. They
Yeah.
just speak things into life.
Okay.
So yes.
That's great. So when I go on in the middle of the night, though, that's interesting is that there's a lot of international, well, a lot of rooms with international folks. So that's
Mhm.
kind of where I get my exposure to like my
Mhm.
global community as well. So it's really cool. I love that part.
Yes. Yes. Wow. Well, this is awesome. I don't want to take up too much of your time, but I have a question for you.
Mm.
For the ladies that's listening right now, what would be a positive motivational message you would give the queens that's listening?
Thank you for that question. So I think that one of the greatest challenges that we have as women and as Black women is that we may still struggle with showing up authentically as ourselves. And when I think about that, I think about how we may hesitate to do the thing that is in our hearts to do. And as someone who doesn't have children, a lot of women I know, they have children and they may think that I can't relate to a lot of things because I am not a parent. But what's important is no matter where you are and whether you have children or not, you have to pursue your dream.
Mhm.
There is a space for you in the space that you are seeking, whatever you're seeking. So don't let anyone, anyone prevent you from going for your goal, whatever you desire, whatever is your heart's desire. It's in your heart for a reason. Go
Mhm.
for it. Be courageous. That was a word that someone described me in that way. And I didn't know that I was being courageous at the time. I was just doing what I had to do to survive. And so, in that same vein, I believe that each one of us has to remember and to understand that we are courageous. I mean, the stories that I hear of my sisters and the way that they take care of their children
Mhm.
and take care of themselves and do the work and find a way, that is courage.
Mhm.
And you have it in you. You have it in you to be, do, and have whatever it is that you want, whatever it is that you want. So do not let anything prevent you from going for your desires. And if you feel like you can't do it right now, then make a plan for it. But don't let your dreams go
Mhm.
because were planted in you for a reason.
Creativity.
Yes, that's it. So, and really, if you're a spiritual person, the ideas that are in you were put in you by your maker. And so it is actually your purpose,
Mhm.
your you have an obligation to bring your ideas into the world. You have that agreement, in my mind, with your maker to make the things that are coming through you. And so I encourage you to do exactly that, to start wherever you are and to go for it.
I just love the way you put that. I love the way you translated that in terms where the queens could understand as well as me. And just to know that again, how you make things so simple and so easy to receive and so easy to digest is just such a blessing. Such a
Well,
blessing.
it's out of love. It is out of 100% love. I love my people. I love myself. And I love what is possible. And I can keep falling in love with that over and over again. And I truly, truly believe in each one of us to be all that we desire in our heart and to have more. And I want us to have more joy and more peace and just better lives because we deserve it and we deserve it now. We don't have to wait.
Right now.
Right now.
Yes.
Yes.
Wow. I definitely want to just keep you on this interview all night. But
I love talking to you too.
selfish.
I appreciate you.
Ooh.
I appreciate this conversation. I absolutely would love to do it anytime because yeah, it's just my passion and the longer that I live in the world, I feel like coming out on the other side of the pandemic, frankly, is the message of living our lives to the fullest and the best that we can, because I mean, so many people didn't come out on the other side. But so I'm excited when I see you, and I'm excited when I see our sisters everywhere, every day, because I'm like, ooh, we made it.
Yes.
If you didn't know before how strong you were, how resilient you were, you know now.
Ooh, now that's for another cheers.
I'll
Yes.
drink to that.
Wow. Such an honor to be alive.
Yes,
Such an
yes.
honor to be alive.
And that just lets you know you still got work to do. You have a
Yes.
purpose. Have a purpose. So
Yes.
do it. Do it, be it. And you just have to be you. Actually be you.
Yes. Well, Tresa, I just want to thank you again. I really don't want to let you go, but I know this is only an hour interview and I have to be
Yes.
respectful for your time. I know you out here in Cali for a retreat. Hope you have fun. I hope you have safe travels going back to Dallas, Texas. Please email me the link, give me the information so I can be able to post it on the Sister Code group page. And always, it's just an honor, such an honor, Queen, to have you on.
Pleasure. Thank you. One more thing before I go.
Yes.
I am going to plan a call or conversation and we can coordinate, but I want to share the takeaways from this retreat with the community because I think that there's so much value. And so I'm happy to schedule some time to share some of those high level takeaways and maybe even work with some folks, maybe work on building a community to talk through some of the ideas and carry them forward and help people build their stories.
I'm open. And we open. Sister Code is open to it. Let's make it happen.
All right.
Let's make things happen.
Thank you so much.
And before we log off for Sister Code, we always say crown on, and we always put our invisible crown up, and we say crown on. So crown on. Sis. God bless you. Please email me, and I love you, sis. Safe travels and enjoy your vacation.
All right. Thanks, everybody. Thank you, sis. Love you.
Love you more.
All right.